Hello everybody, welcome back to Fanblade. It's new guitar day. Almost. We are so close, I can smell it. Just need to take all this stuff off, then there's a few more holes I've got to drill. I've got to put a hole in for a switch, a volume knob, and an output jack. Ordinarily I would prefer to have a barrel jack going in the side, but I don't have that part and I don't really want to drill a 22mm hole in the edge of this guitar just because if something's going to go wrong, that's when it's going to happen. So I'm taking the safe and easy route on a guitar which is basically a prototype for me, and we're just going to put a small hole in the front and that's going to be the output. Some holes to bolt the neck on, and we're pretty much ready for the final finish and polish, and then we can assemble and set it up, and then I'm actually going to strum a chord on it. I can't wait for that. So going to get stuck straight in and take all this off and put some holes in. Okay, last minute design modification. Because of the height of the pickups and where the neck wound up sitting, the neck heel is quite thick. And given that I'm not putting a plate on, I'm using separate ferrules, it is perfectly within my capability to round that over a bit to make it a little bit less chunky in the hand. And if I'm going to do it, and I am, now is the time to do it before I refinish the whole thing, so I will. Okay, we are ready. It's ready. All of the little bits and pieces that I needed to take care of, they're all done. We are ready to do the final finish. Now, for some reason I still feel the need to justify using superglue for this stuff. The fact is, there's that old saying, you can have something that's fast and cheap and good, but you can only ever have two at a time. If something is fast and cheap, then it's not going to be good. If something is cheap and good, then it's not going to be fast. You know, you see where I'm going. The thing is, this stuff is fast and cheap and good. It's a good finish. But there needs to be a fourth category for dangerous. That's the downfall of it, is that it's not particularly safe to use. Therefore, respirator, gloves, I'm wearing goggles. The fan will be switched on as soon as the mic is switched off. Slop on a layer there. After 5 minutes that'll be dry enough to flip it over and slop on a layer and then slop on another layer there. It's just going to build very, very fast, and after 3 or 4 layers we can sand it back, level it, do it all again, and then that should be thick enough to go for the final sand and the final polish before the final assembly and rocking out. Yes. Right, it's a couple of hours later, and all of the glue has been on the body and on the neck. It is all done. In fact, I ran out of glue and I had to go to the shop and buy more. But I don't think I'm going to need that, because while I was also at the shop, I took the opportunity to try out a few of these. People have been recommending these to me, synthetic steel wool. And Norton is a company that I feel I can trust to make a fairly good product. I haven't used this one. I actually used the 000, not the 200, and that was great. So I just sanded everything out to 1000, rubbed it down with the steel wool, and that's where we're at now. I was thinking about how to buff these things and thinking about different polishes and how to get good results. And a friend of mine gave me some of this stuff. He used to be a sales rep for these people. Now, I am not trying to sell you this stuff. I've got a funny feeling it'll sell itself. Have a look at the shine on that headstock. All that is 1000 grit sandpaper, Norton's 000 steel wool, and peak. That's what that does to superglue as a finish. So I haven't finished I haven't polished the entire neck like that because I wanted that to be satin, because I prefer that feel. But that headstock is beautiful. This body, it's about to get a coat of this stuff. So I thought you might like to see that. Come on in close. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's astonishing. I've never had a shine like that off any other product. But then I've probably just been trying, the wrong product for what I've got. Or maybe it's just this combination of processes. But whatever it is, I've got my new favourite process. Learning every day. Learning every day. Right, I've got to polish the rest of it, and then we can put it together. Yeah. Well, it's very nearly done. It's like so close. There's two more things. Strings, nut. Now, I have a history of falling at the last hurdle because I am bad at cutting nuts. I'm going to cut a couple out of acrylic, and we'll see which one I screw up the least, and then we'll use that. So this is the problem is I don't have a set of proper nut slotting files. That's an expensive tool that I have yet to buy. Yeah, if anybody wants to send me some, then I'll I'll swap you a stuffed fret saw for it. In the meantime, let's get some strings on it and see how it sits, and maybe even get some sound out of it. Yeah. It's done! It's done! It's actually freaking finished. No, it's not. Of course it's not. One last thing. Where have I put them? Strap buttons. I'll do that soon. It's a guitar. Cool. The intonation is not bad. Not perfect, but for just slapping the thing together, it's pretty much... It's a tiny, tiny fraction sharper than it should be, but there's plenty of movement there. It's all worked. It's working. Let's plug it into an amp and see how it sounds. Actually, no. I will put the strap buttons on because I want to play it standing up. Okay. Ta-da! It's a guitar. We are plugged into a tube screamer stacked with a Marshall Governor 2 pedal into some very, very cheap reverb. That reverb pedal is where the extraneous noise is coming from. It's fine for the purposes of this, but I will do some proper recording with this, and that'll be coming out in a day or so. So, yeah, in the meantime, here's a guitar. Both pickups. Neck pickup. I should probably tune it. Okay. Ooh, it might shred. Shall we put on a bit of tube screamer? Okay. Okay. Let's stack. Okay. These pickups are microphonic. Oh, yeah, bridge pickup. That neck pickup is just massive. So is that 60 cycle hum. Yeah. Not bad click. It's gone out of tune, of course. Okay, so you'll probably see this guitar turning up on my other channel. I've got a band and we have a jam and we write a song, and then after 1 hour I turn the cameras on, and that's just what we get in the room that day is the video that gets released that week. So it's all music, no guitar building, just music. So this guitar will probably feature on there, as have some of my other instruments. There's new music every Friday, so there was one that went up just this morning as I'm talking, but by the time you see this it will be yesterday, but it's still there, so you can go and watch it. There's a link just up there. I think it needs a proper setup. The truss rod is not currently doing anything. It should be said. The neck has not bent at all. It's that piece of oak in the centre that is holding so stiff. The truss rod's not engaged at all. The neck pickup is an excellent height from the strings. Bridge pickup a little bit further away than we want, and because these are genuine vintage pickups, I suspect that one's probably wound the same as that one, which means we get obviously less volume. So, yeah, I might just make a little surround just to lift that up a couple of millimetres and get a bit more grunt out of it. But apart from that, yeah, she's a sweet axe. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for joining me this last week. I set to build a guitar in 10 days. I did it in 8. It's not perfect. It's pretty far from perfect, in fact. There's a lot of little bits and just tiny little imperfections. But I've learned a lot. I sincerely hope that I've shown you some things that you didn't know and that you've learned a lot as well. And I hope that sets the tone for what will be a fantastic 2021. So, for the last time in this series anyway, thank you very much for watching, thank you very much for subscribing, and I'll see you real soon.